delivery guy to bring your food. Get off your butt and go get it. It's
Right.
those kind of things that...
She has the easy answers are don't use a plastic straw. That's like number one. Like I think you need a straw if your jaw is wired shut. Besides that, use the lips. Right, you know what I'm saying? Just start, like some cities are banning plastic straws. Just quit. Just tell your university to quit using them. Nobody actually needs a straw, come on. You need a straw? Get real, you don't need a straw. 2, carry your water. Quit using those one-unit things, one-time things. Carry your water. 3, walk. Just like she says. I mean, it's like ridiculous. And you guys, I mean, come on, you don't have like the Sub-Zero stuff. You're like, fine, walk around, right? 4, get local water. I mean, your water should be drinkable. You shouldn't have to buy water, right? I mean, it's a human right. So figure out how to prioritize, fixing that up. And then don't buy stuff. I mean, buy your stuff, used stuff. Don't buy so much junk. I mean, they say that half of our stuff at least ends up in a landfill about 4 months after we buy it. Like my grandchildren, I forbid them. I forbid them. You can imagine me as a granny, I was like, do not bring that here. Do not, you're not allowed, I just don't even buy that stuff for them because it's like junk, right? We need to wean ourselves from fossil fuels. All the clothes we're wearing are made of fossil fuels. That's why you need hemp. Where do you think polyester and nylon come from? Spandex. That's all like fossil fuels, right? Linen isn't. That comes from flax. Cotton isn't. Hemp isn't. Go natural. Think about, how you transition into a post-fossil fuels economy and do it cool. I mean, what I'm saying is, it's like, there's a lot of pieces. Figure out your food stuff, your energy use. I mean, turn off stuff. Quit being addicts, Put down your cell phone 1 day a week. Mine was lost all last week. Like first I was kind of like stressed out and then I'd see people and I'd feel kind of sad because I couldn't play on my phone. I don't actually play on my phone, I just take care of business stuff, But then it was like about a weekend, I was like, hey. And then the other thing that upset me? 5G. Y'all should worry about that. At what point do you fry your brain? How much stuff do you need? 5G is what Verizon, I'm going to try to stop 5G from coming to my reservation. Why? Because I think we got enough microwaves going and I don't need a bunch of teenage boys sitting and live streaming football games because they got 5G. It's dumb. You're like, I'm glad she's not my mom. I mean, you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why you need 5G? Why you need that, right? Like, think about at what point enough is enough, right? And say, you know what? I don't know. Like, I might knock out a couple species of birds and maybe it'll just knock out my brain. I'm pretty sure like half this stuff is going to kill us pretty quick. Right? So like, be conscious, be coherent, make choices. Start saying no. Yes?
Winona, how do you replace stuff with community and ceremony? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so in our teachings, we have this, it's called Ziwa, which means good life. That's our goal as Anishinaabe people, is to live this good life where you have a covenant. You have this agreement that you keep with the relatives, whether they have wings or fins or root or paws. Like you treat people good. You treat your world good, and the world treats you good. Like that's, like I feel like super good on that. Like I feel like that's what I try to do every day, is like be good. Sometimes I'm a jerk. I get crappy. But I try not. But the point is that how do you reaffirm goodness, right? So that's like the Anishinaabe model. And it doesn't have to do with, standard of living or level of consumption. So we live in a society where quality of life is largely predicated on GNP, levels of consumption, the wealth of the economy, right? And unemployment rates, growth rates. I'm sorry about that growth rate thing because there's no room to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's like we run out of planets to be on. This is pretty much the only one, right? So my point is that there's this whole other set of indexing internationally called Gross National Happiness Index. Who's heard of that? Gross National Happiness Index, right? There's like this Happy Planet indexing, and a lot of that has to do with these quality of life indicators. Not how much you buy, but how you live, right? And to me, that's what I look at. So instead of buying at Walmart, like I go to great effort. Like my kids just laugh at me. I'm like, we're gonna go see the egg lady now. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Because I know an egg lady. right? Then there's this guy who has buffalo, and so I get my buffalo meat from him, and then, the sugaring, so they do a lot of this relationship building that you get from going to the same local butcher, right? Or the same bike place, or the same, what I did, this is like how great my life is. I go to the sewing machine repair guy, and I have like a little fetish about sewing machines. I think they're interesting. That's about as mechanical as I can be, and I sew. See, my little sewing skirt. I sew all kinds of stuff, right? So this guy like fixes sewing machines. And so I always bring him in like a sewing machine I got in a rummage sale because someone's granny is not alive, And so he fixes machines and I give them away and then I use them for a while. I go in to see the guy and I realized it was kind of like this little I feel happier when I'm with the sewing machine guy. It was like this moment, I was feeling kind of down. I was like, I'll just go look at sewing machines for a minute and maybe I'll be happy. And he's like, hey, I have all these sewing machines that I have to give away. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I have like 6 of them sitting. He's like, yeah, like 10 of them. He said, I need to give them to a nonprofit. And I run a nonprofit. I was like, I'll take them. They're like perfectly good sewing machines. But it was kind of like the good karma thing, right? So I'm getting those sewing machines and redistributing them to people who need them in my community because somebody wanted a new fancy sewing machine. And so I have like these sewing machines. Is that cool? That's kind of like, what's that called? Like pay it forward? Like that's my motto. It's like just, do that stuff and then things work a lot better. Build good relationship. And the sewing machine guy was like happy to see me and give me sewing machines. Like that's cool, So I try to keep that kind of good relationship. People know, and you guys hung out with me. I mean, where I live, there's a lot of super conservative people. Let me just be pretty honest with you. But you know what? A lot of them respect me. People are like, they stopped, this one guy was a number of years ago, he's like, he didn't even put his hand on this, he was like kind of looking at me, he's like, I just want you to know that I'm a silent supporter. Wow, that's great, buddy, thanks. I was like, could you occasionally write a letter to the editor or something? It's like, but that's the way they are up there, like they're so self-censored northerners, they don't want to be like seen on the side of the Indians. But then like over time they're like, huh. So like I go through the Fargo airport and like those guys are like all high-fiving me. They're like, good job on that article, LaDuke. It's like, thanks. They're like super conservative, but they like, so like be somebody that they can find their courage to. You know what I mean? When they see you standing up again, they're like, maybe I'll do this little thing. Because people have silenced themselves and become fearful. And the consequences are disastrous. We lose our democracy to a bunch of corporations, right? We lose our ecosystems to a bunch of corporations. So someone's got to go and be like, I'm going to stand up. And not only am I going to, tell you that's a bad idea, I'm going to tell you what a better idea is. And that one we could do together. So it's super interesting, like that hemp thing. My God. Like everybody, at first they were like, you're all high over there. I was like, no, I'm not actually. I can't grow that stuff. I said, I'm not that person. They were like all like skeptical. And then one day this cop pulls right into my yard at my farm. And you saw that farm, right? We're like a total spectacle. We're all full of water protectors and Indian men, and half of them probably have some kind of warrant or something. So they all like scatter. This cop pulls in. So I like go walk over and I was like, hi. And he's like, I've been trying to bend your ear. I was like, what? He says, I want to grow hemp. He's like, I got 300 acres. We can't sell our organic milk. We're certified organic. I want to grow hemp. I was like, give me a couple years, buddy. I'll figure out your variety and I'm going to figure out a mill. But you see what I'm saying is like a lot of people really want to do something to make things better. And they don't have the agency to figure that out. Because they've spent a lot of time having other people tell them what to do. Now, some of us never got in the box. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is what we're going to do. This is what we've been doing. This is our latest plan, solar panel manufacturing facility. Now we're going to do a hemp farm. So build community by doing cool stuff. That's it. All right, I got to go catch a taxi here pretty quick. Thank you all so much for your time. Let me hand with you. Look us up online, Honor the Earth or Winona's Hemp. Y'all like that, huh? And then think about your summer plans when you were like in your not post-petroleum electric cars driving through the North Country. Come see me.